has got me so upset. Number one, when we had talked to, I'm sorry, I don't know your name, at Muse Fire Hall, we were promised another meeting. We did not get that meeting. That process, that right there, upset me, and I told you my concerns because I told you where I lived. The next step was I got a letter from an attorney, which let me tell you what, I was shaken. Number one, $1,800 for my land, 17 trees, totally landscaped. Granted, not weeded real well right now, but a lot of money invested in it. Never once in that letter did it say anything about replacing temporary fence, permanent fence, nothing. Mr. Daniels came to visit me, explained that that would be replaced. I said, where did it say that? He says, well, in my letter to the OR, it's in the paper. I brought him the paper. I said, where? He looked at it and he said, I'm sorry, Mrs. Miller, it's not here. I said, exactly. I'm not a mind reader. That's why I asked for meetings. I asked for my input to be there. I know I was going to be involved. Oh, we'll let you know, we'll let you know. Don't worry, don't worry. Now I'm worried. The traffic is going to be next to me. I have 3 dogs who are on a line in a fenced-in yard. My husband will walk off. I need to know where he is. So, yes, he can open a gate, but with a gate, I have time to find him. I feel as though $1,800, you're stealing my land.
Yes.
Not getting
Yes.
Not. I understand please, and I understand all that. But never once was my safety. Everybody says the safety of the students, the safety of this, but not one time was it addressed about my safety, my husband's safety, and yes, my dog's safety. I don't know what to say. I know that you can't fight everybody, but I'll be damned if you're going to steal it. You're going to pay for it. I can't afford an attorney, but I will do whatever I can without an attorney and find out the right way I'm supposed to do it. It's not like I don't have anything to do. You know, being a caregiver is a hard job. And you've added to my every night. I lay awake going, okay, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? Okay, what do I do today? And I'm talking about his health problems. Anybody in Muse that lives near me knows that the ambulance is there once a month. And this is more that I have to figure out what to do with. Please don't cheat me. I'm a taxpayer. Maybe late, but I'm a taxpayer. I have lived I've graduated from Ken McMillan. I wanted to live in Ken McMillan. Why do you want to do this to a taxpayer? Why not treat me fairly? I'm sorry, I know it's a praise, you know, and everything. I'm a realtor. I'm not stupid. I know that my house will depreciate. Oh yes, and then the elementary will appreciate my property. Not immediately. Not immediately. If I were to sell if I had to close up my house due to his health or whatever, and make it 2 houses again, do you understand that one side of my house, 139, will be 2 postage stamps? Now, granted, I know a lot of people have that, but I didn't have that when I bought it, and I don't want to have it. I don't want to have that. I know I can't fight everybody, but I don't want my property to be stolen from me either. So please, whoever has any say about anything, don't steal it from me. I'm a taxpayer. I should be treated with more respect. My father always said to me, and my husband, you treat people with respect, they'll respect you. I don't feel as though I'm being respected.
They failed to communicate and notify her. I was at the meetings, I watched the 13 videos, video number 9. You told the homeowners they would be notified if any action was taken against their properties. You never notified of the meeting. The notification was a certified letter their properties were being taken. That's how you do business.
That was not my decision.
Well, you gave the presentation Monday, February 9th at the Muse Volunteer Fire Hall. We had 2 meetings that day with you.
That's correct.
You were supposed to notify these residents of any action taken on their property. You represent, or the school district, you're the architect for them. Okay? Then she gets an unplanned, uninvited visit from the superintendent of the schools. That's how they do business. It's very unprofessional with the way he's handled this whole thing here. That's all I gotta say.
Is that how the whole project's going to go straight up?
Go ahead, sir.
I just want to say one more thing in reference to what Jen is saying. I think what you should do, I mean, I was on the school board, I have some idea. Consult them, go to them, and actually tell them the way everything that you said now. And tell them that you don't think it's worth it. And I think you may get a result. I really do.
Bob, I was at the meeting on Tuesday to watch my property being condemned. Yes, I could have spoke, but let me tell you what. It was like they were ordering a pizza, and that's what I said. It was like them ordering a pizza. Condemned property, blah, blah, blah. Done.
3 minutes and 12 seconds was all longer that meeting took for her property to be condemned.
That's it.
3 minutes and 12 seconds. I have a recording.
But on the itinerary,
No, I did not speak, Bob, because they heard me speak at the supervisors meeting, and that's been recorded. And I'm sure they know my opinion. And Mr. Daniels knew my opinion. He had spoken to me for over an hour and a half, and he knew exactly how I felt.
She's entitled to legal representation under eminent domain. They have to pay, the school district has to pay for her legal representation under eminent domain laws.
This 1,800 isn't a final offer. And you haven't signed any papers, it's going to go through the process.
I received the papers on Friday and was given till Monday, June 15th by 5 o'clock to have everything signed.
To accept the 1,800?
Yes.
Okay, but you...
And did not, of course not. Of course not.
and as far as the amount of money, because I know, I've experienced it before on there. They have gentlemen or people that go and evaluate the amount of money that it's worth. And they tell you this is what it's worth and this is what we're going to give you.
So this 1,800 isn't a final offer. I mean, that could increase.
Yeah.
But I think it's worth more, maybe, for them to have the access. That has to add value to her property. If you want to take it for access and for curbs and walkways, it seems like that makes her property more valuable to you, not to her. So therefore, you should have to pay
no
that.
matter what. They just take it no matter what.
Well, it's only because we let these people just pass the buck and rubber stamp it and go, yeah, it's good, it's legally okay. It's not okay. It is your job as these people to say, no, this isn't ready to go to the supervisors. No, do not rubber stamp this. The access aren't right. The amount of hauling is going is not right. It's not ready.
There's, we're moving to the far back, was raise your hand
No,
first. Go ahead.
Erin Barnes, I live on 60 Cherry Way. It's not one of those houses by the school, it's the other direction, of which another conversation will be the guarantee that I will be able to access to my property from Muse School Road onto Cherry Way, that direction. But for purposes here tonight, number one, it's a beautiful design and I think it will bring exceptional value to our community, number one. I feel terrible for these people and they are being cheated and something needs to be done. But for tonight's purposes, isn't that undecided piece of their property a stopping point to be completed in 2 weeks before it goes to the township?
It's not part of the plan. Not part of the site plan?
No, it would be, the improvements to School Street would have to be a contingency of any approval, but it's my understanding that the school district does now have that property in possession.
Which
Correct.
property is that? We're not talking about the post office property, we're talking about the other
The
two.
one that wasn't known.
Yeah, Mrs. Miller's property, is it?
No,
Yeah.
No, it is not.
the other lady's uncle.
You filed preliminary, oh, you mean?
Tino's.
I have 30 days. I have not received the condemnation papers yet. I have 30 days from the time I received those papers.
Right, you can file an appeal, yes.
Has there ever been a declaration of taking filed for anyone? And if so, who? Yes, there's a declaration of taking for Mrs. Miller's property, the master's
But
property.
has it been filed?
I don't know, it has been filed.
Pardon me?
It has been filed.
When was it filed?
Do a landscape plan for along here?
Yes. It would be in your, oh, for her property?
Yeah.
No, our intention would be, we haven't designed that part of the project yet. Our intention would be to meet with Mrs. Miller and review those improvements, where they're going to be exactly, what would be done for landscaping for the property. I know Mr. Daniels verbalized that to her, even though it wasn't in writing, with the offer they sent to her, but that's the school district's intention.
Excuse me again.
Sure.
I want to know the names of the properties where a declaration of taking has been filed and when it was filed. And who's
Mr. Hardy's going to pull it for you.
Yeah, I have all three here. Mrs.
So
Miller
you
filed
told me that
yesterday.
there are three and only three?
Yes.
And who are they?
The post office, Mrs. Miller, and the gentleman who responded to one post at school.
Well, I don't know who that is.
This, what's your name?
Mr. Masters?
I don't know. You said you have it. Can you tell me? Give me a copy of it.
Dennis the Masters.
Dennis what?
Lamasters.
So when were each of these filed?
Mrs. Miller's and Mr. Masters was filed on the 17th yesterday. And the post office was filed, which is owned by the Matteo family, was filed April 27th.
And do you have copies of those proof of files?
Right here.
Can I have a copy of it, please?
If I'm permitted to do so, I don't mind sharing it with you.
Did I hear somebody say my uncle's property was already taken?
No.
No, yours is still not. It's
They're public documents.
yours and the post office.
Now, my 30 days does begin when I receive it, correct?
I don't know, that's a legal question, that's not mine.
Because I have not yet received it. And, okay, that happened, what, Monday, Tuesday? And this is Thursday, I have not yet received it, so that's already 2 days taken off me, if that be the case. Any answers? Do I have 30 days from the time I receive it?
Should we send certified letter, what you get signed?
I would say you have 30 days once you receive it, but that's a non-legal opinion.
We get home and
Does anybody have any attorney that will take? I've talked to 2 attorneys that told me they would not take it unless there was money up front. I don't have any money to pay up front. Yes, I was told by the supervisors that up to $4,000 for legal fees would be paid, but the attorneys I talked to said they want their money up front, not wait until after the fact. I have no money. Anybody who knows me will tell you I have no money. So how do I get representation with no money? If I'm eligible for this, does anybody know an attorney who will take it and wait for the money?
Does the eminent domain code provide for payment of $4,000 by the school district?
I don't know the answer to that.
Well, doesn't he the representative for the school?
I'm not an attorney. I can't give an answer. I do not.
I mean, we can find out, we just can't answer tonight.
Then I don't think it should get approved if they can't answer these questions tonight. I don't think that it's ready. There's something, it's not enough information is out there, and it's not seeming like they thought about all these other contingencies. So if you guys just rubber stamp it and say, yeah, it goes on January 6th, and I think that you're doing us a disservice, because this is not hammered out, and it's not as all buttery
We
and
don't
butterfly
render a
that they're
decision,
putting
we
it.
make a recommendation. There is no decision tonight.
Well,
I mean,
what-
and again, if they don't meet these requirements, then it cannot be voted upon by the supervisors. I mean, there's probably, that's a better venue to discuss some of these concerns, because our control is to either to recommend it or not recommend it.
That's what I'm saying, and you would not be doing this community a service to say it's a go, 2 thumbs up, we recommend it.